They say you need to compile the books for what? For April. So we need to be careful here. Ne? Our month is April. This is very much important.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it important? You can see here they said they have got the bank recon for what?
For 31st March.
Can you see? Meaning this is from the previous month. Does that make sense? So yeah, so that's why it's important for you to know which one is your current month. But I'm gonna show you how are they related. Ne?
So this one, okay. So the question wants us to do for 30 April, but they gave us the bank reconciliation of the previous month.
Yes, of which it will affect you somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't worry, I'm gonna show you how to do that. So meaning those there are some balances which you are gonna take. Remember, normally when you close this month, the end balance for this month will be the opening balance for next month.
The end balance for the okay, I see. Yeah.
Yes, that's why sometimes not everything is gonna be used, but if they give you this, don't be surprised. But I'm gonna show you how to summarize that.
All right.
But for now, don't worry. As long as we noted our periods, it's okay. But we know that we are dealing with April. Okay. Now, remember, we're just analyzing. Don't worry, I'm going to come back to that. Let's go to the information itself here. You can see here they say comparison. Can you see now? This is very much important. Remember, when you reconcile, remember I told you it's all about comparing. So they say when they were comparing the cash reports, I don't like this book. They call things differently. It's like an American book. So for me, I prefer to call these cash books or cash journals. So here they're referring to the CRJ and CPJ. Are we together?
Yeah.
And then they said they compared them with the bank recon from the previous month. Can you see? It's important. And together with the bank statement for this month. So these things are very much important. So we're comparing things here. So we need to start comparing from the previous period, and thereafter we take it to the current period. Are we together? In a way, I didn't want to, but because we have got this exercise already, can you see here they compared for you? Sometimes they can say you must compare it yourself, but I don't think because of exams, the time, I think in most cases, exams formats are like this, but sometimes they can say you must do it yourself. Let's say find these things. That can be the hectic, but most of the exams are like this. I'm just saying if they say find it yourself, you must know how to do it. But for now, let's focus on what we have because this is the common way of finding it in the exam. Okay. So in the exam, sometimes they can give you that. They can give you those cash journals. They can also give you that bank recon. They also give you the statement, and you must compare it yourself. You must find this yourself. So I like the fact that they did comparisons for us.
Like we must find the errors and like what's wrong with the things.
Yes, so you must even find this. Let's say debit orders, you are the one who was supposed to find them, but here they told you that after they compared, they found the following. So the work has been done for you. That's how they said them in the exam.
Yeah.
But I wish we met earlier so that at least I can start you from the beginning and tell you what if they did not compare for you. How can you compare? Can you see now?
Oh yeah, I do have a question like that. So maybe we can do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do it. I don't mind. So I'm just saying, but for now, yes, just so that we can compare because you'll never know the examiners,
Yeah, because it's in my workbook, the question. So I'll send it through tonight and we can do it tomorrow.
No problem. Okay. Now, they say firstly, these are the results. They say the cash receipts total was how much? 16.
16,000. Yeah.
16,000. Okay. And then they say for the cash payment was how much? Was 15,022. according to the cash reports. That's why I say cash reports are the same as the cash books, cash journals. Are we together?
Yes.
So those were the totals according to them. So those are the totals which they said we must have. Okay? Remember, we're just analyzing the information for now. We're just analyzing the information for now. Now, they say the bank overdrafts on the 30th of what? Of April. They said it's how much? It's 8131. So again, we're just analyzing. We're going to come back to that. They also talk about the deposit of how much? Of 4.7 appeared on the bank statement for April. Don't worry, we're just going to come back to that. We're just checking the information. They also talk about the debit orders on this, they say of 800. The debit order of 800. They say from bank appears on the bank statement. The payment consists of 300 and 500 repayments. Okay, so we're gonna deal with that thereafter. We're just checking the information for now. Let's see what happened. They talk about the service fees. Remember, these are from the bank statement. Service fees of 53. And then what else do we have? We've got interest on overdraft of how much? 136.
Yeah,
you see that?
136. Yeah.
It's 136. Yeah. So no problem. We're just analyzing for now. So we're gonna record them thereafter. Don't worry. Those are the bank statements. Let's see. We do have they say the bank has not yet recorded deposit. No problem with that. They say the owner deposited 600 into his bank account, and the bank incorrectly. Can you see there's a mistake there? Yes. And thereafter they say the debtor deposited 150 directly. Can you see now? So I'm gonna show you how to do that step by step. Can we start? Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Now. Firstly, if possible, I want you to write these steps down. Firstly, we need to start with the total of the cash books. That's the first step. Remember, it's the same. It's similar to what we did the other day. Remember when we reconciled the. Remember we reconciled the creatures before. Remember, so we said we compile everything, and after compiling everything, we receive the statement. We always start where we ended. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes. So I want you to remember that. So let me write here to show that. Let me just change the color here. I want us here to write. We're dealing with April.
Yeah.
Which is that, by the way, April, but it doesn't matter as long as I can write April. As long as you know that it's April. That's our month for now. And April ends when? On the 30th. So we just have to write 30th under the date. I wish I can send you this and you write. Did you draw with your hand?
Yeah, I drew it. I did.
Okay, no problem. So yeah. So can you see I put the 30th? Why do I put the 30th? Is because I'm recording the totals. Né? I can just say total. We can write total only, or you can just say total before adjustments. It's up to you. So even if you say total, it doesn't matter as long as you have got the word total. Are we together? So now, so when you say total, so you must go and check that total that we are busy with. For example, if you can go to the information, there's a total. Can you see that total?
Yeah.
Yes. So how much is the total?
But it's 16,601.
16,000?
601.
Yes, 16,601 is what we are going to record as what? As our total for the receipts. Are we together?
Mm.
Yes. So I'm going to go and write it. I'm going to go and write it. Where is it? I'm going to go back there. 16,000. Come again? For what? 600 and
16,601.
601. No sense, ne?
Sorry?
No sense.
No sense.
Okay. So do the same on your part there.
Mm.
And then we also do the same for the other journal.
Okay.
Yes. So still here the 30th. Okay. And I'm going to say total before adjustments. Can you say total only? And how much is that total for the payment?
It is 15,022. 15,022.
Yes. That's the first step. All the time.
Mm.
Are you okay?
Yes.
No problem. We go back to the information. Remember, whatever you used, you can tick, but it's up to you as long as you don't use it twice.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you go to number 2, if you can go to number 2, we have got bank overdraft. So they say the bank overdraft on the 30th of April is how much as per bank statement. This is very much important. This means is the balance as per bank statement. And you must know that the balance per bank statement will never go to the CPJ and CRJ. Will always go to the bank record. Can I just put it in as abbreviation? Will you remember? I'm gonna call it what? BRS. Is it okay?
Mm.
So it's gonna go to the BRS. But for now, because I'm not dealing with the BRS, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna leave it for now, as long as I note it. Okay.
Mm. So as per bank statement, as soon as they mention that it's going to the BRS.
Yes, that's where you can find. You don't record it anywhere. Don't record in the CRJ. Don't record in the CPJ. The balance of the bank statement, whether it's an overdraft or it's positive, always go to bank reconciliation statement.
Statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you okay so far?
Yes, I am.
Now, if we go to number 3, they say a deposit of 4,700 appears on the statement of what? April. So when they tell you this, at the moment it doesn't make sense. So, but I suspect that if it appears now, meaning it was not appearing before, does that make sense?
The deposit of. Okay.
Can you see now? So they can't just tell you about this statement. There must be something. When they say the deposit of 4.7 appears, it means it was not appearing before. So in a way, I suspect that maybe the previous month I had an outstanding deposit. Remember, if something is outstanding deposit, it means it is not appearing on the bank statement.
Mm.
So all the items which are not appearing on the bank statement, we call them outstanding items. Did you get what I said?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say in our books we have got 4,700, but we deposited the money at the bank, but on the bank statement is not yet reflected. So that deposit is called outstanding. Are we together?
Mm.
So I suspect that if you can go and check the previous bank record, I think you can see this 4.7. Let's go and check.
Mm.
Don't you see that 4.7?
Yeah, I do.
Can you see last month? it was outstanding, meaning it was not appearing. But now it is appearing.
Appearing.
That is what we need. We don't even have to reconcile it. Just tick to show that everything is good.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If it was not appearing, it means in the bank recon for this month, I was supposed to still call it what? Outstanding deposit by the time when I do the bank recon for this month. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this one is settled. So I can just tick to show that everything is on point so far. Because if you're not careful, you're going to record it again. Can you see now? You must understand this. Are you okay?
Yes, I am.
No problem. We can go to number 4. When it comes to number 4, they say a debit order. You and I already, we know where to record debit order. Remember, we spoke about this before. Yes. So they say a debit order of 800 for the installment of the loan appears on the bank statement. And obviously, the debit orders are on the bank statement. Eh? The payment consists of 300 interest and 500 for the payment of what?
The loan.
Of the loan. So we know where to record debit orders. So
Yeah.
where do we record? According to you, where do we record the debit orders?
In the payments journal.
In the payments journal. We've got 500, and the other one is how much?
A debit order of 300.
Of 300. So what we are going to do, we must go and record them in the CPJ. Are we together? So I'm gonna separate them because they're two separate things. We must separate the loan from the interest.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
see now? So, but we need to
What
go
if
to
we
come again?
if we combined it as 800, it would be wrong.
Yes, no, it won't. In a way, it depends on the examiners. On the marker, they can penalize you and say, if you were opening those accounts in the books of accounts, we don't combine the loan and the interest. We've got the loan account, we've got the interest account. Why do we separate them? It's because loan is a liability and the interest is an expense. You cannot combine them. Please do not combine because you're going to lose marks for that.
All right.
You must separate them. Unless if, let's say, you've got 2 loans, that one maybe you can combine them, or 2 interests, you can combine them.
All right.
Like for example, here I think I've got on number 4 and number 5, I do have the interest. Can you see now? I can combine those ones. I'm allowed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can you see those 2 I can combine because together they are called interest expenses.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, let's go and record. I'm gonna start with the loan. Do I know from whom did we get that loan? Do you know the name of the bank?
Adba Bank. Adba Bank.
Adva. AD.
ADBA. Yeah, bank. Adba.
Bank. Okay. So what I like about this one is, they're not very strict with that, but you just have to put a description that you see. So I'm just gonna write it like, for example, as a loan. It's a loan, and then just like that. Even if you write loan only, I don't think they won't penalize you. But yeah, I think you just have to write whatever you see there. And how much was that loan? 500.
The loan. Yeah. Yeah, the loan was 500.
Can you see? The loan was 500.
Mm.
Can you see the importance of knowing whether you are paying or you are receiving?
Yeah.
I think we can also let me do this. You can also maybe just to put just maybe before that loan, you can just write somewhere just to make it a bit interesting, and then just show that it was a debit order. Maybe just write debit order first, debit order. much as possible.
Mm.
Order. Yeah, but you don't have to write everything. But I'm just saying at least it shows that it's a debit order. But as long as you have got a description there, so here they're not very strict with the details, as long as it makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Are you okay so far?
Yes, I am.
No problem. Remember, we're still there. We recorded 500. We still have to record how much? 300. But that 300 is for what? Is for
Interest.
interest. And remember, if you can check number 5 here, we also have what? Interest. Ne? Normally, when we record in the books of accounts, we put the interest together.
Mm.
But I don't think, let's say, because when you're on number 4, you're not even aware of number 5. Can you see? So I don't think that if you separated them, they can penalize you for that. I don't think they will penalize you for that. But I know normally we combine them. So maybe it's important for you to read the question before you record. You read everything so that you can discover that you've got two interests which must be put together.
Oh, okay.
Are we together? So I'm gonna call them interest expenses and then put them together. So I'm gonna have an interest of how much? Of 300, and thereafter the interest of how much?
300 plus, it's going to be 436.
Yes. So I'm
Wait,
gonna.
oh, is the service fees is not interest, right?
So the interest is not.
Okay.
And then you still agree with me? I must come to the payments. Eh?
Yes.
You can call them interest expenses. And please don't forget, you must always show those calculations in brackets for marks, because if you make a mistake, they will mark those things in brackets. Okay.
All right.
How much is the total? I said it's 136.
Yeah, 436.
It's 400.
Mm.
And 36. 436. You see how did I write it?
Mm.
Yes. Because if you can check, I don't know if you remember the financial statements. Normally, when you record interest, you add them together. There's a note for interest.
Mm.
Yeah, you put them together. Are you good?
Yes.
Yes. So we finish number 4. We can go to number 5. We have got a service fee of how much?
Of 53.
Yes. Remember, there are many fees. Service fee can include many fees. So next time they can give you more fees. Don't record them one by one. You must do them like the interest. You must put them together, and you call them what? Bank charges.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Are they payments or are they receipts?
It's a payment.
So I'm still going to go to the payments and record. But I'm going to call it, don't call it service fee, just call it what? Bank charges. Because next time you can have more than one. You must put them together. And then just if there are more than one, you just have to show them in brackets and say you added them together. How much is it, by the way?
The service fees
Yes.
and
Or is there any other fees other than service fee? Is that the only fee on the question?
that's the only fee I see.
Okay, how much?
It's just 53.
53. But remember, in future, you've got more than one, you add them together in brackets and you put the total there and call them together.
Bank charges.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
No. That was number 5. So number 5 is covered now because the other one already we recorded, okay?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think I can afford to pay for the 2 hours today. My parents just sent the money now.
Man, don't worry. Money is something else after, man. For now, what is important is what we're looking at now.
Oh, okay. Just
Yeah,
wanted
don't
to let
stress.
you know.
Don't stress. I'm not that kind of a person. I'm not like that. So,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So if you check, we can go to number 6.
Mm.
Yes, they say the bank has not recorded. Can you see now? This
Yeah.
must give you something. So if the bank has not recorded, meaning this information is not appearing on the bank statement. Can you see now?
Yes.
So what did I say about the items which are not appearing on the bank statement? We just spoke about them. What do we call them?
We we called them. Is it adjusting differences? No,
The other
they
one.
are not on the bank statements. They're called timing differences.
Yeah, they're tiny. And again, even today, remember, I said if something is not appearing on the bank statement, that item is called outstanding. Write it down.
Oh, okay.
So if you see the word outstanding under the bank record, just make sure that you know that automatically that is not appearing on the bank statement.
All right.
Okay? So it's like, remember when we were dealing with number 3, check number
Mm.
3. This is like number 3, but number 3 was from the previous month. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But now, this month, we have got this amount of a deposit which is still outstanding. So remember, all the outstanding items, you can even write it down, they always go to the bank reconciliation statement. Are we together?
Mm.
Yeah, so I cannot record them in my CRJ or CPJ.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's why. Can you see? That's why sometimes when I'm marking on students, just record everything, in the CRG. I say, come on, man, I wish I can use my other hand to write for them, because I told them, I say, please be careful, know what to record. So all the outstanding items, it means they are appearing in our books, not on the bank statement. They go to bank record.
Mm.
Yes. Even if it was a check that is not appearing on the bank statement is called outstanding. It's gonna go to the BRS.
Okay.
Okay. Can we go to number 7? Are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So if you go to number 7, they say the owner deposited 600 in his personal bank account. The bank incorrectly recorded this deposit on the bank account of the entity. What do you see? How do you understand this one?
Mm.
Don't you see something that we spoke about earlier today?
Yeah.
Sorry, my phone is
So the
calling me. I don't
bank,
know why.
the bank incorrectly recorded the deposit on the bank account of the entity.
Underline the word incorrectly. It will tell you something that we spoke about today.
Oh, that means instead of them posting it as a debit, they recorded it as a credit.
Yes, what is the term that we use today when we were discussing?
The term we use today.
When before we started the
Error.
exercise, we were
The error.
error, ne? Yes. And I remember we spoke about the fact that when there's an error, you must check who made the error between the business and the bank. And thereafter, you make a decision of where to record it. Who made the error in this case?
The bank.
Where do we correct the bank errors?
The bank reconciliation statement.
All the time. So we just have to write bank recon because we're not dealing with the bank recon now. Let's just note it as bank recon and then we're gonna come back and record it. Are we together?
Yeah.
Yes. So I want you to develop that skill so that you just know what to do. Don't waste time in the exam.
Mm.
But remember, next time they're gonna say we made a mistake. Is then that we're gonna check whether we overstated. You remember those things?
Yeah, whether we overstated or understated.
And then after that, we're gonna decide where to go, like the way we explained
Mm.
it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are we together? Okay.
Yeah.
Number 8. They say a debtor, meaning a debtor is someone who owes us, deposited 150 directly into the bank account, meaning the bank account of the business, of the entity. Remember, we spoke about this yesterday, whereby we said sometimes our clients pay us directly. And what did you call that? What did you call it? What term did we use for it?
A direct deposit.
A direct deposit. So where do we record the direct deposit?
In the cash receipts journal.
In the cash receipt journal. So I'm gonna go there and write direct deposit. And then I'm gonna, because I know the guy, I'm also gonna write the name of the guy. I'm gonna say direct deposit. The guy's name, do you remember the guy's name?
Debtor Gus Dutoit. Yeah.
Detroit. Detroit. I'm just gonna write Detroit as long as the spelling doesn't matter. As long as you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Direct deposit, Detroit. And then how much did he give us? 150.
He gave us 150.
Yes. Can you see? From the distance, it looks like, you see, yes, it's difficult if you didn't learn the basics. Can you see now? But the minute you learn the basics, you're not surprised to see what has been recorded because you understand why. Could you see, for me, can I ask you, if you understand why, I'm telling you, for me, finished. You finished. Don't record it, you have seen it before. Why? Can you see now? So meaning all the information has been recorded. I'm telling you, I think we touched for all the information, meaning the only thing that is left is to go and total our receipts and the payment. Are we together? Okay, so now we need the totals.
Do we include the totals of the previous month?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yes. I think so. Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I just used my computer, my head. Okay. Now, this is, remember, even if you are wrong, because you will never know, if you are writing an exam, you don't even know that you are wrong sometimes. You know that. Always total. Because when we mark the totals, normally we don't check the correctness. We just check the way you edit. That's why I always say you deserve to be given something for the fact that you added the wrong figures correctly. You know what I mean? You deserve something. You took an effort. Just imagine you took an effort to add wrong figures correctly. Come on, man, you deserve something. That's why you must respect. Yes. Now, there's something that I always advise my students to do. Even though you're there, you don't have to do it. But for me, immediately when I do that, remember this column is called bank. Can you see this column is called bank?
Yeah.
I ask myself, if I see bank under receipts, it means I receive this money into the bank. Ne? Is my bank increasing or decreasing?
It's increasing.
Under which side do bank increase? Debit or credit?
The debit side. Debit.
And then I write there. This is going to help me a lot. At the moment, it looks like if I write it like this, I'm telling you, this is going to help me. But people think, it doesn't make. But for me, I prefer writing it like this. You will see by the time when we go to the next, you will see it's going to be very useful.
Okay.
Yes. Let's do the same thing for the other journal.
I got 16,000. 16,012.
on as
Let it
well.
go. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think I must write at the bottom? Which side must I write here? Check the book name and then check credit. Ne?
Mhm.
It says credit. Ne?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're correct because here the bank is decreasing because remember we are paying here. We are paying. This is the payment.
Yeah.
Can you see now? So this is very much important. So your cash receipts and the cash payments are complete.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I forgot to put because now that if you can check the next requirement here, they wanted us to open a bank account.
Mm.
Okay, because I forgot I forgot to put the format there. This one I'm gonna draw
So we're gonna draw the bank statement. I mean the bank
the bank
general
account.
ledger.
Yeah,
Mm.
general ledger. That's the second requirement. But I forgot and I feel bad. But I don't wanna go back. I'm gonna waste time. Can I just draw it here because this is the only space which I have. I don't wanna go to the blank one. Can I put it here? Is it okay? Will you be able to understand?
Yes, I
If I
will.
squeeze it here. Okay, let me
Mm-hmm.
just try it. Yes, remember I just got a debit and a credit. Ne? And I'm
Mm.
gonna have a bank account. That is the next requirement that they said that we must have. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm just trying to maximize the space as long as you understand what I'm trying to do here.
Okay.
Now, firstly, remember for every bank account is a general ledger account. You can even see here, they even told you here, they said you must open bank account in the what? General ledger. So a general ledger
Yeah.
is something like this. Okay, now, but firstly, you need to check if you've got any balance of the bank account. And usually that balance comes from the previous month because we're at the beginning, remember, of the month.
Oh, so we must check the balance from the
Yes,
previous month. Okay.
yes. And you can see
Okay.
here, if you can check, we can only find the balance. Remember, they give us the previous recon here.
Mm.
Here is the balance as per what?
Per bank account.
Yes. Be careful because we've got the balance as per what?
As per bank statement.
We take the one for the bank account, not the bank statement.
Mm.
Can you see now? That is important.
Yeah.
And you must decide under which side do you see that balance? Debit or credit?
So debit.
Double check. Check the
Mm.
balance as per bank account, not the balance as per bank statement.
Um, it's
Check
showing
here,
on
check,
both.
check, check,
Where?
check here.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe because I put my account here. Maybe you are being. Just check the line. If you can draw the line there, this is the balance. This is the balance.
Oh, okay. It's a credit. 1,918.
Yes. So you must go to the credit and put that balance. Can you see now? Which year is this? Is 2023. And I'm gonna say 20.3. Ne?
Mm.
And then remember this month is April, but we're at the beginning of April. Okay.
Mm.
And then you just say the April the 1st. And you call it balance brought down. And that balance brought down is 1918. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
Remember, you must always check that the sides. Next time it will be on the debit side. It means you will put it on the debit side. Does that make
So
sense?
what happens if they don't tell us? Do we sometimes need to figure it out? So
No.
will it, for example, if it says unfavorable or favorable, that
Yeah,
means if
like
it's unfavorable, it's gonna go on the credit, right?
remember this the balance is the bank account. Remember when we were explaining yesterday when we were speaking about the bank account, we said the bank account in our books is favorable under which side?
The debit.
The debit side. So if I can ask you
Oh,
for this one, for this business, the balance from the previous month, is it favorable or unfavorable?
unfavorable.
Because you see it under which side?
The credit side.
And they have to give it to you because you were not there last month. Can you see now? How will you find out? They must
Oh,
always give
okay.
you. Unless if they give you something like this, they put question mark here. Eh? If they say they give you, they don't give you this amount, they put question mark. You can see that this thing is not balancing. So the missing figure is going to be the bank.
Okay. Oh,
Because the
if
bank is
oh
going.
okay. I
Yes.
see.
Yeah.
Mm.
Are we okay so far?
Yes, we are.
Now. Remember yesterday when we were explaining there, I started explaining the CRJ and the CPJ, remember?
Mm.
And thereafter I explained this bank account. In other words, those totals from the CRJ and the CPJ must come to the bank account.
Mm.
Can you see when we were recording? Let's go back there. Can you see when we were recording there? Check this bank under the CRJ. What did you write at the bottom?
Debit.
Now you know that you're going to record on the debit side of the bank. Can you see the usefulness of writing that debit at the bottom? Already you know which side to go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to record this total on the debit side of the bank. Are we together?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm going to go there. On the debit side, I must come to the debit side. But remember, the totals are not at the beginning. When are they?
The totals are towards the end.
Not towards, they are at the end.
Mm.
Now, they are at the end. So what you need to do, you must call it total receipts. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And you must show me from which book. How much is that total, by the way?
For the receipts, it is 1,000. Oh, sorry, 16,751.
751. Okay. So you must write it like this. Let me just try to push it. It went to, yes, trying to squeeze it. Yes. Is it visible enough from your side? Because I'm
Yes,
trying
it
to
is.
use the space productively. Can you see how do you write it? So they mark everything. You must show the date. The date must be correct. It must be the end because the totals are we total at the end. Okay.
Mm.
And then you must tell me that those were the total receipts and where did you take them from? So from CRJ, and that is the total.
Mm.
We must
Yeah.
do the same for the payments. Where do you think I'm going to record the payments now? Under which side?
Credit.
On the credit side. I'm just going to come here. I don't have to write the year again because already I've got the year. I just have to write the date. The date is going to be what? The 30th. Remember?
Mm.
And then what will I write? The 30th?
Total payments.
Yes. And then I
CPA
write CPJ
16,012.
in 2012. Can you see?
Mm.
Yes. For me, more work is only when you are recording in the journals, but after that, it's just transferring. So you can even go and check when we did this. Remember, I said let's if we when we did this cash payment. Remember, I said we wrote what this was the cash receipt, eh? And then this
Yeah.
was the cash payment. You see, we and I we wrote what Because we knew
Credit.
because most students make mistakes, they go to the wrong side.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, but just know that this side will always be the receipt and this side will always be the payment. Because bank is an asset, it increase on the debit side,
Debit side,
it decrease when
credit
you see now?
side.
Yes. So after doing that, we just have to come and balance this account, which is bank account.
Okay.
Balance. So what is the first step of balancing the account?
We add up the totals, and then the bigger amount will go on both sides.
I like that. How much is the big amount?
17,930.
17,930. Meaning I'm gonna put it again, like as you said, on the other side. 17,930. Okay.
And then we find the carried down, which is
Okay. Yeah.
1,179.
Carry down.
Yeah.
How much?
1,179.
1,179. And then
Sorry?
what do we do thereafter? Is it complete?
No, we bring it down to the. Is it going to be, to the debit side? Balance
Opposite
brought
side.
down. Yeah, opposite side. Balance brought down, and it's going to be
What
that
will be the
amount.
what will be the month?
It will be the next month.
It's May the 1st.
Yes, May the 1st.
And down, as you said. How much?
1,700 and 1,179.
Yes. Okay. Can you see that? Just like that. So our bank account is complete. Not bad. Can you see now? It's just that understanding is important.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's continue. We need to do the bank recon now. That's the last
Okay.
requirement for this question. Now, the bank recon, never mind this first column. Don't worry about the first column. I didn't have to have it. Okay. So the first thing that you must always start with, the balance as per bank statement. The first thing that you must always start.
Okay.
But that balance that we need to start with, we need to go and find it. Remember, you need to be careful. Do not use the balance as per bank statement from the previous period. They will always give you the balance as per bank statement for this period.
All right.
Because why am I saying that? Because you can make a mistake. So if you can go back and check from our books there. Can you see you've got the balance as per bank statement here? This is from the previous month. No, we don't use it. We use the one for this month because the bank recon is dealt with at the end of the month. We only take the balance of the bank account when we open the bank account here. Can you see now? The one that we used here.
Yeah.
Yes. So please make sure that maybe, like, for example, the minute you see this bank balances per bank statement from the previous period, just scratch it out before you start recording so that you cannot make a mistake. Because we never use it again. We never use it again because the balance of the bank statement changes.
Okay.
Yes. So we are going to the information, and remember, we did note already that we have got the balance. Which number is the one that I'm going to use there? If you check. Number?
It's number 3, a deposit of 4. No, sorry. It's number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
They said the bank overdrafts. They're very clever, eh?
Yeah.
Don't worry about them. Just ask yourself, is that favorable or unfavorable?
It's unfavorable.
Unfavorable. Which side is unfavorable on the bank statement based on our past experience?
Credit.
Double check. Not bank account, bank statement. Remember, we did give the the distinction yesterday.
On the which one is what's the question again?
Number 2, they say that is the balance on the bank statement. You did tell me that it's unfavorable, and I said which side? You said it is. You said it is what?
Oh,
Sorry,
I said
maybe
credit.
I was wrong. Maybe I didn't hear you properly. You said?
Nah, I said credit.
You said credit. No, remember, the credit on your bank statement means a good thing, but a debit means a bad thing. Remember debit order. Do you like debit order?
No.
No. So write it down again. You can even check the notes from yesterday. A debit on the bank statement means unfavorable. A credit on the bank statement means favorable. It's the opposite of the bank account in our books. Remember?
So, a debit is unfavorable on the bank
On the bank
statement.
statement. Yes. Check the notes. Do you still have the notes from yesterday?
Yes, I do.
If you can check when we did the comparisons, we said, when we have, I think yesterday I gave an example about receiving money of 10,000. And under our books, we debited in the bank account. But if you check on the bank statement, I didn't debit, I credited. If you can check, if you did that thing yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes. So I want you to, that's why it's important for you to understand that, because otherwise you're going to record that under the wrong side. Remember, the bank recon has got a debit and a credit. So meaning, because it's an overdraft is unfavorable, so unfavorable means I need to go and debit because it's unfavorable. Because I'm not talking about the bank account, I'm talking about the bank statement. Can you see now? Overdraft means unfavorable. That's why I'm gonna go and debit. I don't know if you understand that. So when I go to the bank recon, I'm gonna go, just for the sake of understanding, I'm gonna put information for you here and say the amount is unfavorable. Unfavorable. And then I know the favorable. How much is that amount, by the way?
The unfavorable balance. It's
The overdraft.
8,000. Oh, the overdraft is 8,131.
100. You see, I put it on the debit side.
So okay, it's unfavorable to us as the business.
On the bank statement, no, yeah, as a business, we have got a negative balance according to the bank statement.
Oh, okay, I see.
So if we had
Okay.
money in the bank, it was supposed to go to the credit side because credit on the bank statement means we have got money. Debit
Mm,
means we owe the
mm,
bank.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I understand. Remember, we're talking from the bank side. So what did the bank do there?
Mm,
So in this case, it means we owe the bank how much? 8131.
mm. Oh, yes. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I get it.
Are we good?
Yes.
So that's the first thing that we record, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The second thing that we must record, you can even put it as your own steps there. You must check for any outstanding deposits. Remember, deposits is what we receive on the bank statement. So deposits are always credited. So that's why I will call this credit outstanding deposits. So we must check for any deposit that is outstanding. What do we mean? Any deposit for this month which is not reflected on the bank statement.
Yeah.
So deposits are always credited and the checks
Mm.
will be debited if they're outstanding. So from our analysis, do you still remember we had anything that was outstanding deposit when we were analyzing?
Yes. Number 6
Number six.
was
Can you
an
see now?
outstanding.
This
Mm.
is the one that I'm looking for. Check here. 7553.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go there. Under which side? Master record?
On the credit side.
Yes. Because the deposits are always credited. Even if you can go and check the bank statement, when you receive money or a deposit on the bank statement, they will credit you to that money you received. But if they debit you, it means money went out.
Mm.
Are you okay?
Yes, I am.
No problem. Remember, in future you can have more than one deposits which are outstanding. What do? You will put them. You can put them. They do allow you to put them one by one, or you can just add them in brackets there. Put them in brackets and add them together and put the total there. Are you okay?
Mm.
But most questions only have one.
Okay.
Yes. Now, this is step number 2. So step number 3, we must also look for any outstanding checks. So we always debit them. We have to check any debit outstanding checks. So normally
Mm.
they say, let me just change this. Uh, Normally they say when we pay, we normally use checks. Remember, checks are the traditional ways of way of paying. Can you see now? So if you see any checks and then any outstanding check, it means we use checks to pay. Okay?
Outstanding checks. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
these are debited.
These are debited. But in this case, I don't remember us having any outstanding check here.
No, we don't. So outstanding
Uh,
check is someone paying us, right? Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, yeah.
no, it's like we were paying someone, but we know we paid, but it's not yet reflected on the bank statement that we paid.
Oh, okay.
Can you see now? Unlike deposits.
Oh,
Deposits, we deposited money into the bank account, but unfortunately, it's not yet reflected on the bank statement.
outstanding. Hmm.
But in this case, remember, we don't have, but the reason why I write it is because remember, we're not only doing it for this exercise, we're just trying, in the future, they can give you those outstanding checks.
Oh, so if it's a check, I should just remember that I should on the bank recon it's a debit.
If a debit, yeah. Let's say normally they give you, let's say there are three of them. So according to the checks, they want you to put them one by one. At the bottom here, you just have to write the check. Let's say check number one. You say check number one, you put the amount on the debit. Check number two, depending on which check is outstanding. So you write the check number here, the amount here, the check number. So if there are 5 of them, you're gonna have 5 of them listed one by one. So you must remember for the checks.
Okay, I see.
Yes. In this case, we have got nothing. We cannot record anything. Are you okay? So the next thing, we need to check any errors which we may find on the bank statement. So we're gonna correct those errors. We call them correction of errors. But if you don't have it, no problem. Remember, you don't have to write these things here. If you don't have them, you don't have to write them. So I'm just saying in future if you find them. So according to our analysis, did we find any error on the bank statement? Let's go and check.
Yes, we did.
We did. Which is number?
That is number 7.
Okay. They said this was an amount which was incorrectly deposited, meaning we received money by mistake. So if it was a deposit, under which side of the bank statement did they record?
They recorded it as a credit instead of a debit.
Not instead of a debit. They just made a mistake. They credited us instead of
Oh, yes, sorry.
They were not supposed to even record anything. So, but they credited us by mistake. They gave us money by mistake. So what I must do, I must just go and cancel that amount of money. So how can I cancel? I go and record under which side?
The debit.
On the debit side. Can you see now? I just go to the debit side and record it once. Can you see now?
Yeah.
Perfect. Are you okay?
Yes.
No problem. Okay, the last thing that we need to record here is to record that balance of the bank account that we had before. Remember, we had a balance. We opened a bank account. We must record the balance as the bank account. So meaning we must go back to the bank. Remember, we balanced the bank. So we must go and check that bank account. The last balance that we have, we must check under which side is that balance. And we must take and record that under the same side. So under which side do you see the last balance of the bank account?
It's on the debit side. Sorry, credit.
On the credit
side.
Yes, because it's this one. Remember, it is this one. They brought down. So it's on the credit side. It means I must go and record on the credit side there. So on the credit side, I must write, what is the amount? 179.
Yeah.
True. Yes. And thereafter, the only thing there is to add. It must balance automatically. I can see that it's not balancing with R1 already. I think maybe the mistake was the book or us somewhere we made a mistake with R1.
Oh, yeah. It's supposed to be the balance brought down. I think it's supposed to be 1,178 instead of 79.
But we don't know who made a mistake, whether the book or us, because for us, I think we've been doing very well. So maybe we missed something somewhere, but it's not a big deal because it's only R1. Can you see?
Yeah.
It's either we made a mistake, minor mistake somewhere, or the book has got a mistake. Yes. What is the total? What was the debit?
The total is okay. Let me just use my calculator. $8,732.
Which one? The debit or the credit?
Both.
No, the other one must be one. Okay, we are taking the one for. Are they both
Oh,
two?
I'm thinking. I calculated the credit side.
No, because let's just take one because we know that it's just to. I think it's just to balance because I think it's just a minor error there. We can just take. You said A7.
It's 8,732.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume as if we have got the same amount both sides. Okay, so it has to balance like this. But if I check, your book has got 8, like you said, ne? So according to your book,
Yeah.
it's 8731 both. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay. One run is. I think that's what I'm saying. Maybe when you were punching on the calculator, you missed something, you added something, or the book has got a mistake. Don't worry about it. But this is how you need to compile your bank reconciliation statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.